Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, NFL fans, NBA fans, sports fans, all alike. This is Prime StatLab coming at you on a super Sunday morning. What's going on out there? Is everybody ready for this Super Bowl? Yes. Me being a Houston Texans fan, I'm a little salty, a little bit, just a little bit. But you know what? I've gotten over myself, and I'm ready to enjoy these two fantastic teams, the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. You know what I think is going to be pretty entertaining game. Pretty entertaining, right? It's the excitement. It's the excitement, though, that's around it. So we're going into it this morning. I'm coming at you with some picks. Although it's Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to start off with some Super Bowl basketball. How you like that, right? Yep. So let's get into it. We have a full board today. Free plays, premium breakdowns, and some high value edges. You're definitely going to want to stay locked in for, especially with this Super Bowl slate coming up. But before we jump into the picks, make sure you go down, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I'm going to be posting plays consistently, daily, prop breakdowns, and VIP edges you don't want to miss when these lines drop because they move fast. Also, quick house cleaning. If you want access to my premium plays, my full slips, and my highest confident projections, make sure you're signed up through the links in the description. You can join me directly on Winnable. Links will be below. That's where all my official cards, ladders, and game day updates are posted. And if you're looking for sports edges and promo values, make sure you use my codes for Betr. Use code STATLAB. Novig, use code F35. Both links will be in the stand store that's in my description. They'll get you bonus plays, deposit promos, and access to some tools I use when building these cards. So take advantage of that before we go into the slate. Now, let's get to these free plays today. Got some strong data back spots on the board. All backed by data. So let's get into it. Let's go with the first free play. And we're looking here at Nikola Vucevic. All right, so we're looking at, let's see here for Nikola. Let's go here. All right. We're looking at an over 2.5 assists. And I really like this. I really like this for a few different reasons. When you look at his recent production, he's cleared the line in 4 of his last 5 games. That's an 80% hit rate. Let's scroll over and see what he's done on the last 10. Okay, so on the last 10, that number jumps to 90%. The last 10 games he has played, where he has had over 2.5 assists. And even stretching it out to his last 20 games, he's still hitting it at 85%. So the consistency is there. What I like most about the spot is how he's been being used offensively. He's not just finishing plays. He's facilitating out of the high post, kicking out to shooters, and initiating half-court sets. And against the Nets defense, they're allowing around 3 assists per game to opposing centers. Let's take a look here. So when we go here versus the centers, centers, they are allowing 3 assists a game. So that's pretty strong in our favor. Now, the one thing to monitor, he's adjusting to a new roster situation. So chemistry matters early. But purely from a volume plus role standpoint, over 2.5 looks very playable here. I'm going with Nikola Vucevic over 2.5 assists. Come here next, and this is a person that you all know, Mr. Jaylen Brown. All right, let's take a look at Jaylen Brown here. So we're looking at over 6.5 rebounds. That's doable, right? This one here is all about consistency. When you look at his last 5 games, he has cleared this line in all 5. That's a 100% hit rate. When you try to stretch it out to the last 10, he's hit 9 out of 10 of them. So we're trending in the right direction. And when you look at his last 20, he's cleared 16. So we're looking at an 80-ish, 90-ish trend, depending on the sample size. Now, head-to-head versus the Knicks is a little lower, sitting around the low 40% range. So that's the only little hesitation point here. But context matters. His role in Boston's current rotation has him crashing the board much more aggressively, especially in competitive matchups. And positional matchup data shows the Knicks are allowing an elevated rebound number to wing players. So let's go here. So there, it looks like it's 7.5 to his position. Even if looking at, let's say he played a little bit of the power forward in situations, they're still giving up 8.6. Then let's go to let's say if he had to go to a shooting guard position, they're still giving up 8. So that's safe to say, right? So while the head-to-head might be the only little shaky stat, recent form plus role expansion keeps this playable for me. I'm going with Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. All right, so let's get into the third free pick here. And we're going to go over to a gentleman. His name is Ayo Dosunmu. Now, I apologize if I didn't pronounce that right, but I thought I did a pretty good job. All right, another free pick that I really like on this slate, and this one I had to pivot. I had to pivot to this one late. The line started moving and props started disappearing. But we're going to Chicago guard Ayo Dosunmu, and we're looking at points. We're looking at rebounds and plus assists over 16.5. Now, when you dive into his recent form, this is where it gets really strong. Over his last 5 games, Ayo has cleared this number 100% of them. Perfect 5 for 5. He's not just sneaking over either. He's been smashing this line with room to spare. When you stretch that sample size out to 10 games, he's still hitting at an 80% clip and holding steady at 85%, which tells you that he's just not doing it. And it's just not a hot streak. This is role stability, minutes consistency, and stat sheet involvement across the board. Now let's talk about matchups. There's the last 20. So let's talk about head-to-head matchups versus the Los Angeles Clippers. He's already cleared this line. So we've seen him produce in this exact matchup environment. And if you look at the 2025 sample size, he's hitting the prop at 71%, which keeps him well above the line we need for tonight. Now, matchup data makes this even more interesting. The Clippers versus shooting guards are giving up 27.2 points allowed, 7.2 rebounds allowed and 6.3 assists allowed. So let's take a look at this here. 6.3, 27.2, 7.2 rebounds allowed, and 6.3 assists. Wow, that's a lot. So when you combine points, boards, and dimes, this matchup grades out as extremely favorable from a combo prop like PRA. And that's why I like this play. He's active in transition, he crashes the glass for a guard, and he facilitates enough within an offense that he doesn't have to rely on scoring alone to get there. So if the shot volume is there, great. If not, rebounds and assists can still carry him over the number. That's why I'm rolling with Ayo Dosunmu over 16 points plus rebounds plus assists. Okay, those were my free plays, and if you could bear with me for a moment, I'd appreciate that. All right, so here we go. I have some premium breakdowns for you today. Well, not necessarily breakdowns, right? I'm telling you right now, this slate is loaded. Before we jump in, make sure you hit, again, the like, comment, and subscribe. Because once again, we're dropping plays, and early entries always get the best numbers. And that's important because these lines move fast. So the numbers I'm giving you in the video are the best projections available at the time of recording. If anything shifts, I update all playable ranges and pivots inside VIP. Now let's get to it. First, premium play. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And I love his spot in this matchup. JSN has really evolved into one of the most reliable possession targets in this offense. Crisp route running, elite separation, and he's become a chain mover in high leverage situations. When the game scripts tighten up, quarterbacks look for him underneath and across the middle. He's not just a deep threat, he's a volume magnet. And in a game where Seattle's expected to stay aggressively offensively, his involvement should be steady from the first quarter on. This is the type of player prop where volume meets opportunity, and that's where we find value. Drake Maye. Now, this is one more game flow driven. Maye's profile as a quarterback is built around pace and pressure response. When his team is trailing or in competitive scripts, his pass attempts spike. He's comfortable pushing the ball, extending drives, and working all levels of the field. And in this matchup specifically, we're expecting sustained offense possession, which means dropbacks, which means attempts. He doesn't need to clear this number, just volume. And volume is exactly what we're projecting. Kenneth Walker. Walker is one of those explosive runners in the league when he gets rhythm. And the key for him in this game, if Seattle controls tempo or even keeps it neutral, Walker carries count climbs quickly. He's not just between the tackle guy either. He can break chunk plays at any time. One crease is all he needs. And against this defensive front, there are lanes to exploit. So between projective carries and breakaway upside, this set up a strong rushing spot. If you want the official lines, though, the confidence ratings, and the playable ranges, they're all inside premium. Remember, early entries always get the best numbers. If the lines move, I update everything live for VIP members, including pivots on all plays. So don't wait until kickoff when value is gone. Get it now. Let's cash. Prime Stat Lab. We move with the numbers, not after them. Okay? And I thank you everybody for coming out. And I hope you really enjoyed this value that I'm trying to provide for you. Like I say, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And everything you need, my links, my entry to my picks, everything is in the link below. Please click on it and let's cash.